done item number 2, and I've done the Waikato River Joint Management.
2 bar 15.
This one here where we do the, haven't we done, you're doing the amendments and adopting the long-term plan?
2 bar 15. 2 bar 15.
That was the
Contract.
Oh, my apologies, the Mangakino area. Okay, we did an SPA for that, didn't we? That's right, cool. Okay, just bear with me, folks. Just could you give me a mover and a seconder, please, for that other SPO that's joined on to agenda item number 2, which was the Inframax construction of Tikawiti contract for Waipapa Road. Move, Councillor Johnson. Second, Councillor Lynch. All in favour? Aye. My apologies. Now we'll get on to agenda item number 3, which is the unconfirmed Turangi-Tongariro Community Board minutes, which go from 3 through to 4 and finish at 3 bar 6. So a mover, please, Councillor Kepper.
So moved.
And I'm happy to move. You do not have to be at a meeting to be a mover or a seconder. Any questions, discussion, anything you'd like to report on, Councillor Kepper?
I'd like to report that it was a rather contentious meeting, and it's probably the forerunner of some other subjects that will come before the board in the future.
Can I ask, in those minutes anywhere, and I've had a read of them, is there reference to building a new playground, fait accompli?
If you read the,
I'm asking a question because it was reported in the Turangi Chronicle.
That's right. If you read the media release in the Chronicle, that is the perception that it was a foregone conclusion. At least that's how the public see it, but that is not the case.
So there is no definitive location at this stage for a playground in Turangi, although it is work in progress, hoping to build one at a location yet to be consulted with the public and agreed upon.
Correct.
Thank you. So, I moved it. No, Councillor Kepler moved it, and I seconded it. I'll put the motion. All those in favour?
Aye.
No more further matters arising. Moving now to agenda item number 4, which was the Taupo Airport, the unconfirmed again, Airport Authority Committee, which Councillor Johnson and I reside upon. So I would ask for a mover. Councillor Johnson, I'm happy to second. Any questions or discussion? Anything you'd like to report on, Councillor Johnson, from that meeting?
Well, the financials, we've had a tough year, but that's sort of all through tourism. I think we've sort of tidied up the airport. Good comments from the camping fraternity that use it. The coffee bar, even though there's a letter to the editor, is getting more use. So I think it's a great asset to the town, and we will continue to try and make it a viable enterprise.
If I could be so bold as to add to Councillor Johnson's comments, the council's 100%. The airport is 100% full. We're trying to develop some more lease sites out there because we have more potential lessees. And I would also point you to the financials when you get them. If you actually take that dreaded local government word, depreciation out, we actually were cash positive for the year. And I would also like to go on record to congratulate the Taupo Airport staff and the committee for that matter, that Taupo Airport won Best Small Airport for New Zealand this year, which takes safety and all sorts of things into consideration. So if I could have all those in favour? So carried. No further. Councillor Williams?
Just 2 questions, Your Worship. The lease of the New Zealand Motor Caravan Association. I noticed 38 vans in the minutes. Yesterday it looked more like 50 or 60. It was very well patronised and looked. It was a great site. Could you let us know what the revenue is from the lease agreement there?
Within 10%, about, was it 12,000 a year? $1,000 a month?
10.
Plus just
10 grand.
10 grand plus just 10 grand per year plus just a totally unusable piece of land at the airport because it doesn't have any access to runways or anything like that. It's for the record and anybody watching or listening, it was the piece of land that was previously had 3 council houses on, which we sold about 3 years ago because they needed a lot of maintenance spent on them to be good landlords. We sold the houses. The land's been languishing there for some time. We did, as a committee, bandy around ideas about storage and things like that. New Zealand Motorhome Association came to us, approached us. Derek Brownwood, I think the guy's name was off the top of my head, wanting to lease it. All across New Zealand, they either own or lease areas that they self-contain. New Zealand Motorhome, they have an Iron Lady. We've put in a water meter, which we will be metering, and they will be getting water bills each month, so people can stock up their water in their caravans. And the committee discussed it at length, and when we looked at the overall picture of the airport, we had a coffee lounge where the lady struggling to have a successful business because of patronage, and you now go out there and you see 58 motorhomes there, and dare I say, people my age love drinking lattes. That's helped her. They also, a lot of those people have grandkids, and they're wandering down into the action world.
Yeah.
So we, as a committee of a subcommittee of Council Taupo Airport, we're pretty proud of what we've actually done because it's helped bolster the whole enterprise, for the want of a better word, and invigorised all the airport. And just as an aside, we're actually looking at the moment, we're going to trial it by using sandbags. We're going to trial turning the airport into a one-way system. So when you come to the airport and you pick someone up or drop your husband, wife off or something like that, or you just arrive in a taxi, you exit round past all the tourist places, all the Izard Aviation, your parachute jumps and everything like that, because, hey, it might just sow the seed and give some more business to those people out there that are touting for business. So that's a little bit of an overview of where we're at. Councillor Johnson?
The cleaning up of that site for the motorhomes, they did it all themselves.
It's looking immaculate.
No, we haven't had to put any funds in. So.
No, it's looking really immaculate. Oh no, just 2 other points. So first of all, I think it's great because I know there was some issues a few years ago with regards to safety, and I think it's absolutely remarkable the way things have improved out there, and to win that award, I think it's great for the airport and for Taupo. Just the second question was, could you just explain how the aeronautical pricing system will penalise the Taupo airport? Yeah.
What page are you on?
Number 6 under Wild at Heart, Wellington Airport.
We don't have very much control over whatsoever. We have made a submission. I don't know if it's noted in the minutes here, but I was asked for a submission. Oh, help me here, Councillor Johnson, on about the 10th of December last year, and submissions closed on the 12th.
Well, worse than, I think it was the 20th, and they closed on the 23rd.
Yeah, something like that. I was asked for a submission. But how is it going to affect Taupo Airport? Well, I know it's going to affect Taupo Airport quite badly, and a lot of other small airports around New Zealand, because Wellington Airport is a business. They're running it like a business. They want to land planes that come in from Australia and that sort of time at strategic times of the morning, like the early flights and that, and they get much more landing fees because they've got 200 people on them, etc., etc. We're yet to have the actual results of it, but we feel that it will affect regional airports quite badly.
They're going to bump the times.
They'll push our times out to
land.
Yeah.
So instead of getting a premium landing rights from here, they're going to push them out to later because they can get a better return early. So we won't be able to get the early flights.
So it'll affect our timetabling.
Exactly, yeah.
The timetable it will affect because we can't pay anymore. We simply can't pay anymore. They want to collect more landing fees. They want to land these big jumbos and everything, Trans-Tasman and what have you. We get pushed back into a slot that is not competing for, that people aren't competing for. So there will be a rehash of timetable.
Oh, that's a shame.
But we don't know what it is yet. Anything further? All those in favour of moving those minutes? Did we do that? So it's done. So, okay. Agenda item number 5 has been withdrawn because we have not received the minutes yet. So I would ask you to forget about that and move to number 6, which is the unconfirmed, non-confidential section of the Lake Taupo Protection Trust, which Councillor Henderson and myself sit on. Ms McLeod, do you want to comment on these minutes at all?
Probably just to highlight the fact that we are actually up to a rotation of the trustees on the trust, and that means that a certain number must retire, and we are in the process of deciding basically the committee has decided that they want to retain the higher number of trustees on the trust. So that we're just going through that process at the moment.
The reason being for that, it was spoken about quite a lot. We are at a little bit of a crossroads in the Lake Taupo Protection Trust, and it was felt that to have the experience and the continuity of the members already on there was beneficial moving into this little bit of a period that we're coming into, as you all know, with our application into waterways of national importance, etc. So more on that when we know more about it. So I'd have a mover, please, which I suppose better be me. I was there. Councillor Henderson's not here, so somebody else second it, please. Councillor Kirk. All those in favour? Aye.